Hello and welcome everyone to the Community Empowerment Training. I'm Sylvia Becker-Hill, your host, and I'm so delighted we are here today, a very intimate group for a really hot, exciting topic, because today we are going to talk about your golden ticket to peace. Oh my gosh, what is that? It's part of our series, How to Stop All Wars, the Neuroscience of Peace, part 4. And yet it is so a topic enclosed in itself that I want to underline the tagline here today, your golden ticket to peace, how to avoid conflicts with others and within yourself. We are gathering here now for months, I think this is the 4th month. Every Tuesday, we are leaders from around the world who believe in the excitement of us globally being in an interesting transition, because our current model of society has proven during the pandemic to stop working in multiple ways, economically and in the systems, and a lot of corporate leadership questions arose. So we are here as the luminaries, learning with each other, committed to evolve so that we can create together a world that works for everyone. Hello, and that is naturally to cause some conflicts and some big questions. So we all need to be able to figure out, how can we bring peace? And this is part of the content we discussed in part 1. So beloved viewer of the replay here on YouTube, make sure you go back in our YouTube channel here, the Juicy Life Leader TV, and make sure you watch part 1, because there we go into the depths of the relationship of you yourself and peace, and the foundation to be even a leader. And when we say here a leader, it doesn't mean you need to be an activist or a politician. We have some here. Steve is a real politician, and yet you don't have to be in order to be a leader who brings about peace. It can be in your private, small circus of a family, or it can be in the big platform of the public eyes. I consider everyone, literally everyone, who is not just a drifter. I love this word drifter from Napoleon Hill, from his famous book, Outwitting the Devil. A drifter is someone who is pulled or thrown and stumbling through life by the winds of others, by the wind of circumstances, by the wind of society. And I'm taking a stand for the human potential to not die one day on your deathbed regretting. By the way, there's a wonderful inspirational book, The 5 Regrets of the Dying. So you don't want to be one of those who dies with one of these big regrets because you drifted through life more than you were leading a juicy life. So today I have some props here. I'm sorry, this will be fun. I asked this several times, and now I have here my beloved friend Linda and Steve a bit here on the spot. I don't know if they remember and if they have been live on the show as I talked about that. I sometimes ask my audience when I do public speaking, raising even my smartphone as a metaphor, how old do you, beloved viewer, think the model of our brain is? What do you think? Steve and Linda, you can type it in the chat box. As a model, I don't mean your age, your biological age, how old your brain is. I mean, as a model, collectively, globally, how old is the current model? Because if you have a smartphone, and especially some companies are very good in that, they roll out every year a new model. And some people, depending on the brand, are quite addicted and want to get always the newest model. Why do we do that? Is that only addiction, or is there a reason why sometimes or regularly, think about your software, your computer, your laptop, why do we buy newer models of something, of technology? So I'm seeing here some answers, very old, but I don't remember the amount of years. Okay, yeah. I tell you, our beloved brain has a model which scientists consider right now to be around, drum rolls, 25,000 years old. 25,000 years! And here's my 25,000-year-old club from our Neanderthaliensis time when you were a cave boy or a cave girl and we were running around hitting each other or on the head to either, kill each other or have sex with each other or fight over food, because these were the three most important things. Safety, food, or sex. And for that, we had our clubs and we were running around to get what we needed. This is the age of the model of our brain. It is funny, and yet it is so important to know, because in our everyday life, we forget. We think we walk around with our gorgeous neocortex, especially when it comes to conflicts, war and peace, as if we had a brain which is in alignment and fit with the current circumstances of our times. Imagine, and I couldn't find it, I have it still in my archive, my very first cell phone, my very first smartphone. I can't show it to you. It's a tiny Nokia. I still have the charger, so I can charge that Nokia, but what can't I not any longer do with it? What I can do now here, and I don't want to make a product advertising for this one now here, but there's a huge difference between these two phones. So what is the difference? What is the difference with our newer models of anything? They are functioning in the current environment of software, apps, and platforms. So if you have an outdated model of a laptop, PC, desktop, whatever, or a phone, sadly, often things stop working. So our beloved brain, and this is literally what I'm doing here, and especially with the Juicy Life Leader Academy, I'm doing as much as is currently possible for us humans based on neuroscience to give the hardware, which we have in our skull, the necessary software updates to bridge the gap between an organ, which is designed for running around with a club, banging on people's heads to either kill them or get food or have sex with them, to the current times of unprecedented speed of technological evolution and change and globalization and global intertwinedness, is that an English word, between everything and everyone. This is the foundation in which peace talks, or the neuroscience of peace, has to be grounded in. So my beloved here community, and Sita, I'm so happy to see you joining us here from far away. We are literally embracing now the globe here, we two together. It is so important, and this is why I repeat certain things, to remember again and again and again, our brain, the way it is biologically, is not really the perfect design for our current time. So our beloved brain, I have here my model, needs our conscious help, needs our conscious management to bridge the gap between being hardware-wise an old model, but we have the capability to consciously and deliberately and intentionally rewire the software. This is what we are doing here together every week, with some distinctions, some tools, some processes, some insights. And it is incredible, absolutely magical and incredible what we can do with this wonderful organ I'm so in love with. I slept once with it overnight in my bed, and I had so many blue spots, so I stopped doing that because it's quite hard and firm. But I really do love it, but I leave it in my office. And I try so hard to install some inspiration and motivation in all my beautiful community members to be more interested in that. I forgot the exact numbers, but it's literally globally in the billions, how much money, especially women, a bit more than men, spend every year is an economical number on the hair, to wash the hair, shampoo, conditioner, brushes, combs. So we give so much attention to our beautiful hair, but who of us, yes, Steve, you save a lot of money and a lot of time in hair salons. But how much time and effort are you investing to brainwash yourself? I mean, seriously, right? So I promised you today to give you the golden ticket to peace. Doesn't that sound amazing? I dressed today especially with a golden top, and I changed my background. This is one of my favorite paintings. I painted it. It's called Pusteblume, which is a German word for dandelion. And the light spot makes it a bit glowy and hard to distinguish. So in the center of it, it's a big dandelion, like the same left and right. And why I chose this here today, it's a symbol for me, for you, who you are for me. Because everything you learn or switch or turn around in your brain through our community empowerment training becomes like a seed, like a dandelion, where I blow my wish for global peace and love into the world. And I and you, we never know where the dandelion seeds will land. We never know if there's a fertile ground or not. We never know if it will flourish and populate a whole green lawn and turns it into a magical Pusteblume dandelion blowing away even more wishes and seeds into the world. But that's the potential. This is what we're doing here. And you see all the seeds, hopefully in the blue background. So the golden ticket to peace is something in your brain. And I do my best today to make it as light and as fun as possible, yet there is quite a kernel of heaviness, of challenge in that. But I know people learn in a lasting way only when it's light. So this is why I make a lot of fun today and make it light, even though the kernel of truth in it, it's pretty heavy. So we talked about our beloved ego, the past two parts of this series. So beloved replay viewer, make sure you watch the past two parts as well to understand what the ego is and what relationship we are suggesting here, which is different and way more productive than the standard one in society. Little test here for my community. We distinguished what is the commitment of our ego and what needs to be our responsibility. If you know that, type it in the chat box. What is the commitment of our ego to us? Thank you, Linda, for the compliment of the painting. Yes, thank you. So the commitment of yes, to keep us safe, Steve says. Exactly. Our ego is committed and fighting for every day with every breath you take for your survival. For your survival. Oh. And your happiness, that's your responsibility. So when it comes now to peace, who is responsible for peace? I'm sorry to say it. It's your responsibility. Yours. The ego again is part of this 25,000-year-old model. So the ego has a super fine-tuned, sensitive detector for anything which is considered a threat. And we talked last time about the physical safety and also the psychological safety. And interestingly, the whole psychologically safety is a much, much bigger thing than the physical one. So try to imagine you are a cute cave boy or cave girl 25,000 years ago, and you wake up in the morning and you yawn and you stretch and you get out of your cave and you look around. The world, the universe was pretty scary. And I remember I grew up in Germany, and I assume every culture has these cute children's stories. we in Germany, when I was young, interestingly, most of our favorite children's stories, they all came from Scandinavia, from Norway and Sweden, etc. We had Pippi Longstocking, which was my big hero. And we had a little boy who was a Viking. And he was super, super smart. His name was Vicky the Viking. And in the Viking comics, and this, I always found it so hilarious, but doing my ego research, I remembered that as quite significant. So in this comic series for German kids, they always portrayed the Vikings to be fearless with two fears. Fearless, but having two fears. One was that with their ships, that they will fall off the edge of the horizon into an bottomless pits of a huge waterfall. And the other one was the fear that the sky will fall on their head. And for me, and this is how my brain works, I make these weird connections. Preparing for today, I remembered that story and I thought, wow, this is a perfect description for our brain model, for the ego 25,000 years ago and how we felt. When we stepped out of the confinement of our dark, cute, cozy cave where we were huddling with 25 others, 28 maximum, this was what researchers found out was the statistical size of a small group of family. Beyond that, it was just too complicated to feed everyone. And they used sometimes the club to kill those who were too weak or so, to keep the size to 28 because they were able to find enough meat and protein and fruits, etc. for 28, but not for 29 people. Step out of your cave and look up and you see this enormity of the sky. Or you look towards the horizon and you see the enormity of vast space. The human brain is easily triggered into fear. Fear of vastness, fear of gigantonormousness. Is that an English word? Of things which are just so enormous and so huge and so unknown that for the human brain, it's super, super scary. So if the brain wouldn't have developed some strategies, and especially the ego is always fighting for how can I help this human I'm living in to be safe, to feel safe. So the brain through evolution developed strategies to give us a sense of being, and now it comes, big word for ego management, to give us a sense of being in control, because control feels neurophysiologically nearly orgastic. It's like, oh my God, I'm in control. And when we feel in control, it makes us feel safe. And now it comes towards here. I promise it will all make sense by the end of our half hour here. The golden ticket to peace. I'm moving towards it. Our brain loves, it's literally neurophysiologically or chemically addicted to feeling in control, because feeling in control gives us a sense of safety, which reduces neurophysiologically the stress for the ego. And now it comes how this kind of addicted to control shows up in our life when it comes to war or peace, to this big question within us and obviously in relationship with others. The golden ticket, and this is now the heavy pill I know most of us will not like. The bitter pill behind the golden ticket to peace is to train yourself to let go, I know, a horrible, ugly word, to let go of being right. Now you have it. The golden ticket to peace is letting go of your addiction, I said it, your addiction to being right. That's it. I could stop now here because that's it. If we all were trained from childhood on in school by our parents at home, if our parents would model for us how it works to let go of needing to be right, we would all grow up not to be so horribly righteous. And yet, please have also compassion for us humans and our beloved brain and the hard-working ego. How does it feel when you jump on a thought or a concept, or you enter a room and you judge the people in the room and you jump on what you think in your own mind is the reality, is the truth, and you hold on to that and you feel right about the judgment, or that person is trustworthy and that one is not trustworthy, that person, oh, I like that one, but oh, I can't stand her or him. All these kind of judgments, our brain is a continuous judgmental machine. Like it, don't like it, don't like it, too tall, too small, too fat, too ugly, too beautiful, too sexy, too dangerous, too calm, too boring. Oh, they are left, they are right, they are blue, they are red, they are living in that country, they are in there, they have this religion, they have that faith. Judgment, 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 and I'm right about it. It's a bit like you are in a casino, and every time you move your arm, you have this nice ka-ching, ka-ching, the coins coming into this little tray. This is like for the brain. Judgment and I'm right. Judgment and I'm right. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. They are the enemy. They are the good ones. They are the bad ones. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. And I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. And oh, I feel so in control. This feels so good. I'm getting really close to climax. Oh my gosh, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. They are the bad ones. We need to kill them. Where is the button? Where can I shoot them? Oh, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. Oh my gosh, I'm so right. I'm in so much control. I'm awesome. I'm safe. Oh gosh. Thank you, ego. Thank you, brain. I'm right. I understand the world now again. I know clearly who is with us and who is against us. And if you are not with us, you are against us. It's so easy to split the world in black and white, and the good ones and the bad ones. And I'm right, ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. And this is a game we all are playing in all industry, over all levels, when you go through life not understanding how your beautiful brain works. And not knowing, this is now the second side, the other side of your golden ticket of what I'm giving you here today. People forget that the biggest difference between us and our beloved animal kingdom and plant queendom is we have the freedom to choose. You, beloved replay viewer, you have the freedom to change your mind. What? Change my mind? I believed for 30 years that my uncle third degree is an asshole, and now you say I could change my mind about him? What? That skin color, that race, that religion, they are the bad ones. My whole life, I grew up learning from others. They are the bad ones. And I'm part of the good ones. And now you say I have the freedom to change my mind? I think, Sylvia, you are out of your mind. Well, that's it. That's it. I'm out of my mind, and I love being out of my mind because this is what I worked for. I'm 54 and I spent gazillion dollars in education, academically, and with coaches and trainers and leadership and blah, 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 to get out of my predetermined, pre-brainwashed, indoctrinated, patriarchal mind, which is always seeking power over others in order to feel safe. It takes effort, conscious, continuous effort to rewire and hardwire your brain to be capable to create a world based in love. And that's what I'm about to do. And this is why I attracted you, and you, why I'm so happy you are here. And I'm now finished here before the time. So those who have to leave here at 1/2 can ask quickly 1 or 2 questions, but only live, because I will stop here the recording. And I think Steve already has to leave. So beloved replay viewer, if you want to join us live, to be able to ask questions, to go deeper, to get some micro coaching and to meet all the other amazing leaders here, you need to join us live by signing up through the link below this video, juicyliveleader.com/free training. And then we can meet on Zoom live and you can ask me some deeper going questions about the wonderful, crazy content I'm giving you. So this here was today about our beloved brain and the golden ticket to peace. The golden ticket to peace, which is your ability to break your addiction, to be right, to let go of judgments, and to choose to use your amazing freedom to change your mind. That was it for today. Thank you. I'm signing off here with our recording and my beloved community. Use